Hey, this buff has got to go. I'm going to shave it off. That's 1 inch, which is 25 millimeters. But I looked at this before. Does that mean my hair's shorter than 1 inch at the back? Maybe. I need to get considerably rid of this buff, and then I'm going to try and cut it in with scissors. We'll see how that goes. 5/8 of 1 inch, 16 millimeter long hair. Just to be safe, I should put some kind of protection to show myself when to stop cutting. So, there, see? So you see that? I'll cut around all of that and leave the top long. What do you think? I like this two-way communication, it's really interactive. So the buff is going to make it stick up. I also put product in it. But I'm still at a point where I have an option to go shorter or longer. Because I need this part here to be long enough to go over there, right? Let me just put some water in it so I can have a better look at what the potential is for 5/8 of an inch. Yeah, I'm glad I stopped at that length. When I put product in it, I'll put some muck in it now for you. The fringe might need to go a bit. Seems to meld fairly well. It's just that this hair is very dead, and you can kind of see how straw-like it is if I don't have some sort of moisturizing stuff in it. I do have leave-in conditioner, so I guess I'll try that now. You need about 100 squirts to get sore on your arm. Gives us a bit of a workout. Smells good. But it won't stay wet. It'll just hopefully stop the hairs in my hairpiece from becoming straw-like. To have a conditioner just sitting in it at all times. I've got to say, I'm so much more tanned than I look on this camera. I am brown. I'm a black man in the mirror compared to what I see on that screen. I cannot trust an iPhone camera. Plus my face is being whooped out. Look how big my nose is on an iPhone camera. Right. I wonder if you can get my perspective if you look at my reflection. It totally depends on the lighting, how the processor in the camera decides to make me look. Minutes, holy shit. Yeah, it's because I was shaving my head the whole time. I'll either edit this for you, or I will cut out the hair shaving bit. I just want to show you that a haircut can improve the overall look of your hairpiece. Oh yeah, I was going to shave my face as well. Okay, fuck. really can't be bothered. See, when I see how red compared to the white is on that camera, not now, but on the television screen, when I put this on YouTube and I see it big, it looks just bright orange and then pale white. Whereas I'm seeing dark brown and light brown here in the mirror. And my eyes don't adjust colors based on the lighting in this particular environment. They do in sunlight, but I also think that clothing is important. I don't think that this top, I mean, the neckline doesn't suit me properly. That would be better if it was wider there, or that. V or vagina. They're the two shapes I think work best. But not round. I think that has always been an ugly shape. And when I had a shaved head, that was unacceptable. That was just a fucking, I was an egg. So I highly recommend choosing clothes that suit you. And also, don't choose a top that suits you, and then a pants that suit you, and then shoes that suit you, and a watch that suits you, all separate. Look in the mirror and go, I wonder if they go together. And then you wondering about it is probably the answer. No, they probably don't. I like that jacket, I like that shirt. Do they work together? No. Go and watch some YouTube videos on what clothes do go together, which is produced by a woman, because they know, and they're harsh, which is good. That's what you want. You want honesty, not, anything's fine. Fuck that. Just do whatever makes you feel good. No, there are fucking rules, but obey them. Don't start inventing shit unless you're confident that it's fucking true or right or good. You can see in the mirror how you look, but it's difficult to figure out how you would look before, like with different body mass. If you're fat, if your pants are falling down as a man, it's probably because your ass is rounded like that and then everything just falls down. As a woman, why do you think they always get some camel toe? It's because their hips go in like that. And so as they walk, each step kind of pushes it up their hips into them, and they're often going like that to themselves, right? Like, why? How are they not falling down? They're falling up. It's like they oppose gravity. It's weird. Anyway, bit of common knowledge. So, get a haircut after you've got your hairpiece. Get clothes that suit you. Don't wear a round thing around your neck. I think this has got to go in the furnace. I'd love to have a fire. Burn some shit. There you go. I just accentuated where the sideburns stop instead of a fade completely, because it had no definition of where my hair stopped or my beard began, which is didn't look right. Anyway, so I just went like that on top of the stubble so that my sideburns lined up with the bottom of the spatulacum, which is clearly what that fucking thing's called. I know it's probably got a word for it, but we don't get taught that in school. Right, that's an ear, that's an earlobe, and inside there somewhere there's an eardrum. That's the extent of my knowledge about ears. And there's earwax and shit in there as well. If you get the keys to your car and just shove them in your ear and you go, you'll see the caramel. Anyway, have a look. See you later. Okay, it's about an hour later since that last part of that video. This video. I looked at the top of my head, and still that major problem persists, the balding here that's quite visible, but then sometimes it looked like it was balding in there as well because of the lighting and stuff, so it's hard to tell. So this is 5/8 of an inch shave around the back and sides. Well, sides were I don't know, something short. It's short, right? I went like that, and then I look like a hick, basically. It's doesn't look better, but this hair at the front, I thought maybe I should just cut it all shorter, all of it. You probably think that too. That's the way it looked in the video from before. I do prefer to have some play in the fringe, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to cut it shorter. And also I haven't blended any of this with what I did here at all. So there it's looking like it's jumping in length considerably, whereas it should kind of... I dare not do that with a fucking thing. I don't know how to cut fucking hair, I'm just guessing. Anyway, that bit there, needs to blend. So I'll just, it's pretty loud and pretty late. 11 on a Sunday night. This thing doesn't shut up, it's very, much better. Okay, let's see. Let's do it a little bit more. My diagonal. You know what I mean by diagonal? The diagonal part of my head. This part. I'm gonna get koala ears. So this thing at the top here, this gigantic fucking gap where it looks like I should have shaved more of that off and made the hairpiece bigger. I'm going to try to combat that by cutting this fringe a lot shorter, like the entire hairpiece, which goes from there to there. I'm going to try and just cut it shorter. The whole thing. Let's start with, let's cut the back. Okay, look, let's grab anything. I have a fear of short hair pieces because of the straw-like nature of them. They don't obey when they're short. Usually weight is required in order for them to do what I want. I'm going to go even shorter here on the edges. So there's that chunk there, which is the major problem. Okay, that's a problem that might have been solved if I'd glued the hair piece back a bit further, maybe. But then there's a whole general kind of balding spot back there. So well, next time I do it, I think also I might have shaved my head in a wonky kind of way. But I've got a vague recollection that that bit's actually more balding than that bit in real life, in the balding. Okay, so the thing with shorter hair pieces is that it kind of fluffs out over the front hairline as well. And if that colour matched properly, which it looks like it does here, but I know it doesn't, then the hairpiece is less visible to people, and it certainly won't catch the wind. It's just such a straw-like. The closer I look, this fucking haircut shit. I shouldn't ever wear that. Look how big it is. It's fucking. It's large, but it's not Thailand large, is it? It's. Look how different the screen is. Look at the brightness. Look how pale I am now. You think that's real lighting? No. I'm a black man. That's the thing, is it? If I cleaned up this hairline, might be even possible to go out into the real world again. I think that hair length actually is probably okay. You can see better than me, or I will be able to see it when I take it to editing in a second. Also, wax your back. You can't do it. I can't. I mean, I probably could. Fuck, I'm not that brave. But that's number one. Women hate that shit. They prefer a bald man with a nice back, I think, than a hairy backed man. And they don't care that you're vain. They expect you to groom yourself. And shave the forest around your balls, make your dick look bigger. They don't think you're like a sissy or whatever for doing that. You'd think they would. Like, I'd think a man was a sissy for doing that shit. I heard Keanu Reeves would wax his chest back in the early 90s or something, and I thought, fuck, that's gay. Right? And then people thought he was gay. But it's become acceptable. If this is acceptable, then that's fucking acceptable, right? But, you know, a lot of women do like hairy chests, just not a hairy back. So, don't do the back hair thing. So, aside from this fucking problem, which may or may not have been resolved, you can see, I can't see. I'll see in the video, but I'm going to publish this either way. So I'm not going to come back and film more for you. So that's it. You've already seen my tits. So yeah, that's a haircut that kind of suits. And I'm aware that this is still a bit bulky at the back, but I'm concerned that if I go shorter, then you start seeing scalp through the hair. So with product such as muck, which I'll do for you now, I'm doing it for myself. No one's going to see me except you. Alright, I'm a pillow. So no dead. 2 hours after I see that tweet, some plates on the bar fry 5. If that doesn't look like straw, when there's actual real light, when there's real light, not fake light, then it's probably the most manageable hair length, which probably equates to, I can't really gauge it from this thing, but an inch and a third. So I'd say 30 centimeters. So 30 millimeters, 3 centimeters, 3.5 centimeters. Hard to trust that thing. I don't know if it digs deep enough to catch the hairs properly. Maybe it does a better job when it's wet. Probably should cut my hair when it's wet. You might have to clean up this shit. You can dream about me. See you later.